Let's be honest, no one likes to be criticized, whether it's your boss, your partner, a stranger on the internet. Criticism stings. But here's the truth. Criticism is inevitable. And if you don't learn how to handle it, you will stay stuck, defensive, and emotionally fragile forever. So in this video, we'll be breaking down why most people react poorly to criticism, the psychology behind your defensive reactions, and most importantly, how to develop emotional mastery so you can handle criticism like a high-value person. So if you love this topic that I'm about to share, please hit the like button and let's get straight into it. The first thing I would like to share is why criticism hurts so much. First, let's understand why criticism feels like a punch in the gut. The reasons goes deep all the way back to childhood. First thing is that criticism feels like rejection. When you are criticized, your brain interprets it as social rejection. Our survival once depended on social approval. Being part of a tribe, criticism threatens that approval. So when somebody says, "You didn't do that right," your brain hears you're not good enough to survive. The second thing is that you tie your identity to your performance. Most people take criticism very personal because they believe their work is who they are. So if your project gets criticized, you think you are the failure, not the project. This is called ego identification, and it's a trap. Another thing is that you were taught to avoid mistakes. Growing up, many of us were scolded for mistakes instead of being taught to learn from them. So now, any criticism triggers shame instead of curiosity. And if you feel shame anytime you are being corrected, you naturally resist any kind of feedback. The next part I'll be sharing with you is the signs that you struggle with criticism. So how do you know you've got a problem with taking criticism? Here are a few telltale signs. The first one is you get instantly defensive. When someone gives you a feedback, your first instinct is to justify, deflect, or explain yourself. That's ego protection. Another thing is that you replay the feedback over and over and over. You overthink it, you obsess about what they meant. It ruins your day or even your entire week. Another thing you do is to attack back. And in doing this, you respond with sarcasm, passive aggression, or even start criticizing them back. Classic defensive mechanism. Another thing is that you avoid feedback altogether. You rather not know what others think. You pretend you are confident, but deep down you are afraid of being exposed. If any of this sounds familiar, trust me, you are not alone, but you don't have to remain stuck here. The third thing I would like to share with you is how to handle criticism like a high-value person. The first thing is to separate criticism from your identity. Understand this, you are not your performance, you are not your past, you are not even your mistakes. Feedback is about your behavior or output, not your worth as a human being. Practice this saying, "This is feedback on what I did, not who I am." Second thing you need to do is to pause before you react. The moment you receive criticism, especially if it stings, you know that type that once you hear it, you feel so hot, feel so pained. Take a deep breath and pause. Let your emotions settle before responding. Use this phrase, "That's interesting. Let me sit with that for a moment." This alone will set you apart as emotionally mature. Most people react, but you'll be responding with intention. The third thing you need to do is to ask clarifying questions. Instead of assuming the worst, get curious and ask, "Can you give an example of what you mean? How do you think I could improve it? What impact did that have?" Now you are learning, not defending. You are collecting data to grow like a pro. The fourth thing you need to do is to extract the gold and ignore the poison. Not all criticism is valid, but almost all of it contains something useful. Even if the delivery is harsh, ask yourself, what part of this might be true? That's emotional intelligence. You don't have to accept everything. Just take the truth and leave the rest. The fifth thing you need to do is to build feedback into your life. High performance seek feedback. They don't wait for a day. Ask their team, their mentors, and even friends. What's one thing I could do better? Where am I blind to my flaws? You grow faster when you stop fearing feedback. and start using it as a compass. And then the last thing that you need to do is to affirm yourself after criticism. After criticism, your inner critic usually comes alive. That's when you need to constantly affirm yourself. I'm growing, I'm not perfect, and that's okay. I'm committed to learning, not looking perfect. Self-talk matters a lot. It rewires your emotional response over time. Most people can't handle criticism because they never learned how. But now you know better. You are not soft because feedback hurts. You are soft if you let it stop you from growing. If you have found this video very helpful, please give this video a like, share on to others that have been needing it, and in my comment section down below, let me know what piece of criticism have you received that changed your life. You are not here to stay stuck. You are here to evolve. On my end screen here, you'll find a video here that promises you great value. Do well to watch it. And thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're new to this channel, do well to subscribe now, because I promise you awesome content every other day. And until I see you in my next video, have an amazing day ahead, and bye for now.